I apologize for the audio. Our neighbor's air conditioning is going right behind me there, so it is what it is. Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we got some Baja Designs Squadron Pros, and they're going on the truck. So I said I wouldn't touch the truck, but honestly, the stock fog lights are just not cutting it for me. I do have a comparison that I will show you between the stocks and these, but when I'm towing and it's pitch black in the middle of Pennsylvania where there's no street lights or anything, it definitely would be nice to have a little bit of help. Hopefully these will provide that help for me. These are the Squadron Pros from Baja Designs. We got the amber, so that's cool. I think that'll look nice on the silver. And to go along with these, I did order the kit from Baja Designs for this swap. It's kind of just like a blanket thing. 2015 to 2017 Chevy Colorado GMC Canyon Fog Pocket Light Kit. But online, they list this as GM HD trucks also, so we'll see how that goes. This is definitely more for the Colorados and stuff like that. But in this kit that I'm interested in anyway are these harnesses. So this end is the GM plug, which is really nice. I didn't want to cut anything because that's an expensive truck. And then this side is the Baja Designs plug. So you just plug these right in, and that's that. In theory, they should just light right up. I got some extended brackets. These are very, very extended compared to the factory ones. Well, not factory, whatever you want to call these. So there's the original, and there's these. You can tell quite a big difference there on top of that. And these are the brackets to mount the lights themselves to all that nonsense going on behind the bumper. Bag of stuff. Also included in the kit are these not so handy dandy instructions. This kit was $100. That's it's pretty embarrassing on Baja Design's part. So we're gonna figure this out. All right, so I've gotten as far as getting this plastic bezel off that goes around the light itself. It's just these little tabs. You push them in and you can pull it out. You can actually get to this underneath behind the bumper. Now I need to figure out how the actual fog light is bolted on. I see the adjustment screws and I don't really know if those are what holds it on. Kind of thinking that's the case. But anyway, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to get the camera under here because I got this like, see, I got this like fascia here and there's barely enough room for my body under there, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I got the fog light out. It's actually like just a really cheap piece of plastic. This probably cost like $10 to make. And I bet you just placing an LED bulb in there would actually make quite a difference, especially because this housing is it's such a sharp cutoff line. So that might actually make a pretty big difference if anybody's interested in that. Especially if you have the LED package, you want to match the the color of the lights, the temperature. Alright, to get the light out, they have like these things here, and these are what are securing them. And if you, on this truck at least, you can get to them from the back side, and they have these like little wedges on them. You can kind of see it there, and you squeeze those together, you pinch them, and you can get them to pop over this in like a certain way. And like if you squeeze it the right way, the whole thing will come out together in one piece, kind of like that one did. But it's actually much easier than I thought. So there we go. Now I'm interested to see how the Baja Designs bracket's gonna fit in that hole. Another thing I'd like to mention on the video, you can kind of see the clip there. All you have to do is push down on this lever over here and it pops right out. It has nothing to do with that blue clip on the back. And you can kind of see it. Nothing to do with that blue clip. You just pinch down on the back and it comes out. Alright, so here is the bracket. And it kind of seems like they won't fit from the outside, but the key is, here's the major key. This has to go on from the back. So you're gonna go underneath the bumper, reach up, place this up there, and then stick your bolts through the plastic and then through the metal. It took me a second to figure that out, so that's going to be something important to note on this video. I'm actually going to throw a coat of paint on this. It does seem like it has like an oily something on it, or it's made out of some material, but I'm going to throw a coat of paint on that just so it doesn't rust and then drip down and then over time, you know? So for those little black tabs on the back of the light that actually hold it into the bumper, I was trying to show them over there, but I'm going to actually do a Instagram story on I'd Rather Be Jeepin', and I'm gonna get my phone in there. I definitely can't get this camera underneath there to show you how those pins work, but I'm gonna try and get my phone in there and put it on a like highlighted story, and I'll show you how to get these out if you're curious. Yes. Oh man, that side is significantly harder. Damn. So the passenger side that you were just watching me do is significantly harder to get into. Just whatever bracketry behind the bumper there just makes it impossible to get in there. But as you saw, it is possible, and you kind of got to reach through the front and the back and then pinch the things and pull the light at the same time. It's totally possible. If you're going to watch this far into the video, before you do something like this, do the driver's side first so you get a feel for it, because it is, relatively speaking, the driver's side is way easier, so. Alright, gonna wait for that paint to dry on those brackets, and then we'll bolt them on and go from there. If anyone's curious, my go-to paint for stuff like this is Rust-Oleum textured, not the bed liner, textured. I don't, for whatever reason, it has a really nice like semi-gloss finish on it, and it just coats and sticks the best. It's, I don't know. I think the hammered is pretty good too, if you're curious. I like the hammered stuff too, but textured has always been good for me. My front bumper on my Jeep has been that, and it's held up great for a couple of years now, and it's easy to touch up too, so definitely my recommendation. Alright, so what I take from the instructions is that you assemble the light to the bracket and then put the whole assembly into the truck. And let's see. If you look under here, that's the thing over there where the light sits, and there's no way you're getting that whole bracket with the light on up there. So we're gonna have to do one at a time here. Alright, so what I've learned is that if you take a couple of these little fender screws out, you can get behind, and it makes it way easier. Alright, so I didn't really film it, but I got the light mounted. These lights are smaller than the bezel. This is that black bezel that goes around the factory light. Just snapped it back in real quick. You can see the amount of space back there, and from a distance you can see these washers shining. But as I was saying in the last clip here, you can get behind the fender liner here. I don't know if the camera is going to focus in there, but you can get to the bolts over there. You can kind of see them now. You just take some of these out. They're really tiny Torx screws, but between that, a ratcheting wrench, a regular wrench, some 9/16 boards, we got it mounted. It's kind of weird how they mount upside down. I don't know if that's going to have any effect on the way the light works. I'm obviously going to have to flip the whole bezel over, but that doesn't seem like a big deal. So there we go. One side done, and this is the easy side, so hopefully the other side goes a little bit smoother now that I know what I'm looking at. Alright, so I had to give the bracket a little bit of a trim because it was hitting some washers and stuff like that underneath the truck. Quick Sawzall, no big deal. Gonna Dremel it, make it smooth so I don't cut myself putting it back on or anything in the future. And then we'll throw it on the truck. Alright, so there's the passenger one, all bolted up. And I used a combination of all these tools to get it done. It's really not the easiest thing in the world. We got this little tiny ratchet swivel head, 10mm, and the Allen key to go with it. I'm not sure what size this is, but I got the whole kit over there. Two 9/16. Definitely gonna need a ratcheting wrench for this, otherwise you'll be under there for 3 days. Not the wire cutters, but I have these little needle noses, well, these big needle noses to reach up in there and place the washers on and stuff like that. So pretty much you just got to figure it out using what you got. There's the final product though. Looks pretty good. So now that these are all bolted up, that leaves just connecting the wires, and hopefully that's all we got to do. Zip tie them up out of the way and we're good, because I really don't want to go back under there and tighten and loosen bolts again. See here, got the GM side. These are different connectors, but I think they're still going to work. There's that. That's actually a really nice fit. And then we got the Baja Designs side, which if these didn't fit, I would be very disappointed. It's a nice waterproof connector too. Here comes the final test. If this doesn't work, I quit, and I'm paying somebody to put the stock ones back in. Get the electric, and I think should be able to just turn them on. Yep, they're on. Okay. Hi, buddy. Oh yeah. Thank God. That is such a relief, it's not even funny. Oh my God. That was almost as bad as undercoating yesterday. Oh my Lord. All right, I'm gonna clean up now, and then we'll do the night comparison later. All right, so here we have just the fog lights on. You can see, since I'm in such an enclosed area, they really do seem bright, and it's a pretty dark night. There's no moonlight at all. But let's see, let's turn them off. There you go, and on. So they do a fair amount of work, but what drains them out is the LED package that is factory on this truck, I believe. So if I turn these headlights on, you can see the cutoff line down there, but it really, from like when you're actually driving and these lights are shining 100 feet down the road, the headlights just drown them out. So let's go take a look. So the factory fog lights do have a pretty sharp cutoff line. I've never really noticed that before. But the one thing that's notable about them is the angle that they shoot out. So they get a pretty wide distance. Obviously they don't go very far though, but they do go pretty wide. You can see the beam patterns on the ground pretty good right there. And that's what they look like. So there's our comparison right there. Well, I'm interested to see how the Baja Designs lights stack up against these. Alright, so it's finally dark enough. It's just after 8 o'clock and we're going to do the comparison now. Last night I had pulled up closer to the garage so you could see the like the straight cutoff line that the fog lights had. These lights don't have that because the lenses on there are the wide cornering lenses, and pretty much they just spread light everywhere, so there's no need for me to do that. But here we go. So nothing. No, holy cow. That is wild. Nothing. Let's turn the headlights on. Oh yeah, they drain out the headlights like nothing. Headlights. That's wild. Have it. Definitely worth all the hard work to put these things on there. That is crazy. They actually put out heat. They're LED and they still put out heat.
insane.